Oh, hello, microphone. Are you gonna work this time? Or are you gonna be insufferably crackly? Loading. So much loading. Hello, everyone. My name is Deckerlink, the Trained Done Professional. Today, I'm gonna be trying to play a bunch of different new games that have been sent to me through various means, and of course, they're not all going to be coming out the day you're watching this, but I'm going to try to record as many as possible today. We'll see how that fucking goes. The first one on the docket is this. As you can see, it is early in its development stages. This is 0.1.1, Eternal Eclipse. This game was sent to me by Twitter user and dev Tendo Mendo. And yeah, it's early on in the development stage. So, throughout this entire test run, I'm going to be reminding myself, as I will be reminding you now, to be nice. Looks like it was drawn in MS Paint, but be nice. As with the vast majority of the games I play, all things are in development, subject to change, updates, yada yada. And seeing as how this is so fucking early on in their development cycle, it would be ruefully harsh to judge them based off of this alone. I probably wouldn't even be playing it this early on in its dev cycle if the dev hadn't fucking sent it to me to play. So, without further ado, because this menu screen music is making me think that I'm about to charge into fucking battle, let's get started. It's loading. It's loading all those good graphics. Stop! The following is a psychological horror unlinear visual novel, currently recommended for those over 14. This game takes on serious topics in real life. This is also a very meta game, where the game will hint and indirectly talk to player. Be aware. Be nice. You want to reword that. You're going to want to reword that. I do like the hub of the text. It might be a little poppy, but I like bright flashing colors. Here's the disclaimer. This game is still in development. Some scenes, backgrounds, or choices may not be complete. Many things are subject to change. For example, the main menu will most likely be redesigned or redrawn. I hope so. Most soundtracks be custom made for those who are afraid of copyright issues. I was worried about that, so that's good. Any soundtracks or music that isn't custom made aren't copyrighted. Good to know. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed or triggered. I'm some of that, but let's do this. All options are... This is a long-ass fucking... This is a lot of disclaimers. All options and QuickTime events and... Oh, fuck. There's QuickTime events. Just kill me now. All options and QuickTime events in the game might not affect the final result. Only the prologue, days 1 and 2 are available in the version. This game does take place where mental illnesses and disabilities are common. So the real world, then. Whether we like to act like it or not. Please be aware that characters will talk about those sorts of things. Okay, man, you don't need to say all of this up front. I get the urge to want to, but show don't tell. Alright, here we go. Oh my fuck. Warning! This game has jump scares, flashing lights, and will focus a lot on mental health. Why is the focus on mental health included in the medical alerts? Author... Fuck! Get on with it! Author's notes. If I misunderstand anything about any illnesses or disabilities, please kindly let me know. I always try my best to remain respectful and as mindful as I can be. That is good. This is what you should learn as much as you can about the thing you're writing about before you write it, but it always is good to be open to feedback. Would you like to know the other warnings about mature content that's it? Sure, why not? Let's just go with all the disclaimers right up front. I've only been recording for 8 minutes now. This game contains mature content. These examples are alcoholism, abuse, blood and violence, suicide and murder, partial nudity, and sex talk. It's so fucking weird to me in the world that we live in where sex talk and nudity is lumped in with blood, violence, suicide, and murder. That said, there are no sex scenes or genitalia are in this version. Domestic violence, profanity, existential crisis, flashing lights, poverty, sadism, religion, illnesses, disabilities, and a big focus on mental health. You need to trim this shit, man. You need to trim the shit out of these disclaimers. I know I elected into these. This is stuff that needs to be known going into it, but not... Whatever. Fuck. I'm not here to fucking tell a person how to do things. God damn. Some of these might or might not be featured in a build/version you are currently playing, but this is just a heads up for future updates. Functions. Okay, so now we're on to the instructions. In the save menu, you can rename the page title to remember whose route you're on. Good. I've been told that before. Still don't know how to do it. You can use the control button to skip text stuff we've already seen. Cool. If the music is too loud, you can turn that down to the menu or options tab. To streamers/recorders. In very few moments of this game, if you don't get a decision quick enough, the game will self-crash. Okay. So when those come up, though very few in number, that will be good to know. That's a bit of a dick move, but if it makes sense in the story. Please have a setup prepared so no personal information can be exposed in case a crash does occur. Well, good thing there, because my background is totally safe there, but I know I'm not everyone. That is actually very nice to say. To all. Also, some parts of this novel might not let you continue unless you get a specific answer. Good luck. In this visual novel... Jesus tits! Is the whole episode gonna be this? In this visual novel, you will get to see the POVs and control multiple characters, at least 2 or more depending on the route you choose. However, ... Holy, oh my god. Hello, this is your main. No, man. Okay. Character info. MC. This is really not conducive to flow. Age 25. Can you teach this through the story? Why do you gotta... Oh my... Okay. Let's learn about Mick. Let's learn about Mick. 25 years old. Nationality Brazilian. Background Brazilian and Korean. Race Incheon? Species hyena Doberman mixed breed. Height 5'8". This is like... Be nice. Birthday, May 27th. Okay, this is really weird. This is weird. I'm 25. My birthday is May 26th. I don't know what my blood type is. They got O negative. Lucky. Zodiac sign Gemini. That's right. Deadly sin. Gluttony. Heavenly virtue diligence. Extrovert / ambivert. Player inflicted. What the fuck does that mean? And why couldn't I find this out in the game? Can speak. Holy shit, we're smart. Japanese, English, French, Portuguese, and Korean. La-di-fucking-da. That's actually very impressive. Quote, no matter what you're going through, there will always be at least one other person going through the same thing. Man, the profound nature of that quote. Carve it into the stones of time. Things happen to other people too. Oh my god, no, okay. The dev was really nice, and I'm just, oh my god, I'm not gonna lie when I don't like something. It's just bad so far. This needs to be reworked a lot. Food preference! Why are we learning about their food preferences before we even start the game? Food preference isn't picky with food. He's an adventurous eater. He prefers salty foods, but doesn't mind others. He can eat spicy foods without a problem, as long as they aren't extreme spices. He doesn't like to pork often. Well, pork is a synonym for fuck. So, we're pretty celibate, apparently. Good to know. Chet. Who is Chet? I thought our name was Mick. MC. Chet tends, whoever Chet is, to have coffee in the morning and tea before bed. Facts. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Oh my god, what the hell? When are we going to get to play something? The MC, so again, we're not talking about Chet, whoever that was, because we're back to referring to the MC. Hate that. Is born, concurrently, actively is being born slightly overweight, but isn't noticeable with a shirt on. Might think that, man, but I've been overweight all of my life. You can notice. The MC is very insecure about not having nearly as many spots as regular hyenas do. His spots are only on the of his neck going down. Okay, so you know those like fan fictions where like they say way too much needless information and don't actually tell the story, but it's really impressive how close to detail they are about these characters. You can have all the information you want about your characters. If you're not using it, it doesn't matter as much. He is a powered tennis player because Lord knows we needed more tennis players on this channel. But is also and primarily Germany and Japan's top grossing swimmer. So this dude, in addition to us getting the most egregious amount of non-important information possible, also gets to claim to be the best swimmer of the entire Axis powers. Well, not, Italy, Italy just has someone who's a little bit better, but Germany and Japan, this guy tops them both. In this world of sports, a player needs/can to represent two countries instead of one. I don't know what that means, but okay. Why do I need to know that? Why is this so important? Since he represents both Japan and Germany, if he wins a match, he wins it for both countries. Is this important? The MC, stop calling him that, has an abnormal higher amount of blood in his system at all times? In what way is that going to be needed to know? Allergies. No allergies known. Move the fuck along. I want to play a fucking game before this episode ends. Please, God, stop talking about shit and move along. God damn. Illnesses/disorders. Suffers from level 8 misophonia, PTSD and paranoid schizophrenia. Okay, so I have PTSD and schizophrenia with paranoia as part of it. I don't know what misophonia is, so I guess that's our word of the day, along with brevity. Misophonia, a strong reaction to specific sounds. Misophonia may cause a reaction to sounds such as dripping water, chewing, snapping gum, or repetitive noises such as pencil tapping. Okay. So, yeah, people with misophonia can become irritated, enraged, or even panicked when they hear their trigger sounds. Okay, so I have a problem with that as well. I wouldn't say I have it, but those certain things like that do bother me. Interesting, I did not know that was a disorder. I learned something today. I learned a lot of things about this motherfucker. I don't know who they are, but I've learned a lot about them. Oh, finally. Oh, so they are Chet. Now we get to do something. What's their name gonna be? Well, the last president name we put in was Warren G. Harding. So that means now would be Calvin Coolidge. So we're gonna call him Calvin. Yay! I am Calvin. Yay! Customization last name. Burasaka? Oh no, that's Buraska. Sorry. Don't want to misrepresent this. Well, Coolidge. Not college. Coolidge. I know my president names. I am Calvin Coolidge. Hell yeah. What is your middle name? Mokiwell? Well, let's go all in here. What was Calvin Coolidge's middle fucking name? He was born John Calvin Coolidge Jr. He just went by Calvin Coolidge, though. So, I'm going to say his middle name will be John. Yay, the most... I am Calvin John Coolidge. Cool. Can we do something now? Holy shit, second middle name? I, in real life, have a second middle name, and I hate it. Why would we inflict that upon ourselves? Okay, he was a junior, so this is a butchering of Calvin Coolidge's name because this is just continuing. I am Calvin John Jr. Coolidge. In future updates, your middle name might be set to a default only, but for now, enjoy. Yeah, I've lived my life with two middle names. I don't enjoy that shit. You control what he does. Those choices can determine his love meter with characters and can determine if Calvin lives or dies. That's what playing a game is. You also determine his sanity / insanity meter. Oh no. Although Calvin can go insane... I already don't like that. If he goes too insane, you will lose control over your character, which can either lead to a game over, bad ending, or lead to his death. I mean, that's different than what we've been dealing with before, but... Okay. By default, Calvin will be extroverted. Fun. Would you like Calvin to stay extroverted or become more introverted? Parentheses, ambivert. Well, shit, let's go all out. Extrovert. Fuck, whatever. From now on, Calvin Coolidge will stay an extrovert, which is hilarious because the real Calvin Coolidge was a notorious introvert. So a reporter went up to him and was like, hey, my friend bet me that I couldn't get more than 2 words out of you if I wanted to talk to you. And Calvin Coolidge responded with, you lose. End of character info. Calvin John Coolidge. Blessed be the name of the end of this shit. Would you like to play the... What do you mean, would you like to play the prologue? I mean, I guess if you're replaying the game, that would be an interesting choice to have. But I haven't, so why I have this choice, whatever. Sure. The eyes are a gateway to the soul. Suffering won't always end in peace. Someone has to help bring that peace. What was with the 1s and the 0s there? Can you really trust a werewolf in a world of deception? I like this Yoshi story-ass shit. Will you help save your friends from themselves, or will you let your friends waste away and let the world turn black? He said, insanity should be nothing more than an endless prison of the mind. Oh my god, that's a lot of words. Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, I want to say something really fast. I live with a lot of the illnesses and symptoms that were described there and have been ascribed to our main character. I live with them on a day-to-day basis, and I do live with the knowledge that should enough pressure happen to me, I could cause harm to myself or to others that could result in me being dead like I wanted to be back in the day and sometimes still do. I deal with those and other very severe symptoms. I have no medication or treatment for them. What really bothers me very quickly is when these things are dramatized, sensationalized, romanticized, or fetishized in media. I'm not saying that intro set up an expectation of exploitation, but it's borderline a problem already. It was cool. I liked, because that kind of wavy text, it was kind of reminiscent of like Yoshi's Story almost, which is interesting because that game is so light and fluffy, and then this game is talking about insanity and the harm it could cause to you or to others, and also of others. And so I want to give it a chance. I want it to prove that it has the correct sensitivity and ability to portray this with nuance and subtlety. But given the fact that the dev, in the hours of disclaimers before this, blatantly said that they're trying but might get it wrong, it makes me worried. It makes me really worried. Dots. Okay, now we're playing Avatar. The Werewolf Curse, or the Dragon's Blessing. Yes. Let's say the werewolf and the dragon there. The power of darkness, or the power of light. Destruction and creation, good and evil, day and night. It wasn't always that way. The moon and the sun, both equally needed. If one exists without the other, balance cannot exist. Okay. Scrolling up a thing. The moon can also provide and save life. Without darkness to dim the light, all life could not rest, and would surely die. Yin and yang, push and pull, just like the tides of the ocean. In the midst of the darkness, life can prevail. Ooh, I know you, Nine-Tails motherfucker. Fire and light from the dragon and kitsune. Fire burns and moves on its own. It's known to destroy, but even fire is alive. The 7 deadly sins and 7 heavenly virtues. Werewolves in the darkness. Dragons in the light. Shit. Sorry. The werewolves and the moon. Always misunderstood. This has been history for the longest of time. End of prologue and lore. Cool. With the subtlety of a sledgehammer to the face. Dots. I feel a presence. Above me? Around me? In front of me? In front me? Have I been possessed? Or is this some kind of drug trip? This feels very sinister. This is turmoil. This is not how a person talks. I want my body back. As I think that, something or someone gives me my body to be inside of. At least something more like an astral projection? I ken my real body somewhere else. Probably where I was last sleeping. I hope my body's blood pressure isn't skyrocketing. I'm a bit more comfortable, although I'm still freaking out. Now I can actually speak instead of thinking everything. I see and hear the sound of fire surrounding me as fire surrounds me. This isn't regular fire by any means. It doesn't move uncontrollably. It flows like water. This brings me bad nostalgia. When else were you burned by liquid fire? To my other bro and late older sis. Although my surroundings are almost pitch black, this fire is pitch black. In fact, if I dare say, it's almost darker than black. Super black! It's empty, but it's full of life. Maybe there is life maybe there is life is in the darkness. Its aura, shout out to Fabulous Aura, gives off what I assume is scalding hot heat, but it's freezing cold at the same time. It's icy hot. It could probably give me instant frostbite and disintegrate me in a moment if I was touch it. All of these whispers are turning to voices. Period. Lowercase different languages are spoken. Some ancient, some common, some that sound like gibberish. You mean like this dialogue? To my ears, I'm sorry. To my ears, they stay whispers. But not my mind, I understand. What? Since when I've been one to talk like this? I can understand them all. Not accurately, but I can understand a lot of their words. At very least, their context. Arguing, discussions, they're all talking about me. That much I'm sure of. Japanese, Chinese, English, Russian, French, Spanish, Hebrew, Portuguese, Italian, and I think Filipino. Out of all of that, those whispers are getting louder. I've never been one for flowerful language or... Okay, are you shitting me? Grandiloquence? You throw that word in there? That's why I hate poetry. I'll make an exception for haiku. Okay. I'm great at haiku. It's actually pretty fun to make it speak. Aren't you being burned alive in a miserable hellscape? Why are you thinking about poetry? Well, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Why am I thinking this? I'm upset. How am I able to joke in a situation like this? Was that a joke? Those voices are getting louder. We can't forgive his treason, but that wouldn't be very appeasing. Who does he think he is? Both him and that bundle of his. Bundle? He'll go down is history, but for him this is happening too swiftly. I swear he's far from despair. If he does things correctly, the end should not be deadly. If he fails, he'll end up worse than in a wheelchair. Dismay, dismay, you're being so gray. Stop thinking about yourself and see what he has to say. I like that one. I like them. They rhymed. Let him see himself out. Our blessings aren't free to hand out. Out and hand out, that was not as good. Who cares if he thinks it's unfair? I'll always laugh as he ends his prayer. Just get your children to do it. Why bring another to suffer, you hypocrite? Mm-hmm. Will he accept our blessing, or is he willing to bear the curse? Extermination is near, and we're running out of time. His personality is key. He's the opposite of beastly. Schizophrenia was something I had to go through as a kid. It had to go through? Right. Like a tunnel on the way to fucking Disney World. It's gotten better for me, although time and time again, it affects me now. In our world, it might not make sense, but if play around with certain demons or spirits... they better not be mysticizing schizophrenia. Ooh, that's a quick trip to the shit list. In our world, it might not make any sense, but if play around with certain demons or spirits, they can place a curse on you and give an illness. You'd have to be openly putting yourself in danger to get an... No. 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 No, 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 no. Schizophrenia as a curse from a demon? These are real life problems that people deal with, some to a deadly degree. You don't turn it into a mysticism or a curse. It's an illness. A curse is something that you get to make your life worse because you've been bad or you've done something wrong. It's some mythical yada yada. An illness is something that you don't ask for, is inflicted upon you, and you have to deal with to hopefully not die from. Make it to the end of the episode. I'm getting way too pissed off. Since people aren't careful, being disabled or sick is becoming much more common than before. People have started to throw around illnesses as something scary, but pretends like people don't have and end up joking about in disrespectful ways. How did you manage to run face first into the point and still miss it? I have to wonder what really defines someone being normal. When was anyone normal? Lost in my existential thoughts, I barely notice the strange living fire circles around as it responds and feeds off my fear, rage, confusion, and angry. I'm starting to hyperventilate. I feel like I head is getting banged against something firm. I feel like I'm choking and I'm about to gag without having anything in my mouth to begin with. Am I going to have an aneurysm? I grip my head and grip my chest and grip something else too. I have 3 hands. And inside my head as I scream, oh my shit, there we are. This art is marginally better than the main screen. What the hell? I mean, it's still not fantastic, but it's still better. It's got like shadows and shit. I like it. Please, someone stop them now. Stop them. In the midst of all this madness, I try to scream out in what I assume is pain. Just quiet down, for God's sake, shut up. Suddenly, they instantly stop speaking. That's how I know that shit is not for real, because that does not work. And I sense everyone and everything, dozens, maybe hundreds, focus on me, glaring at me. Shit. I don't have a body for anyone to hear me speak those words, but it worked. That might have been a mistake. Well then, I'm Kakazuki. And that's exact what we are. She seems rather nice, but I'm not sure if I can trust her. Don't tell them who you are. Mortals are typically afraid of the unknown. It's more fun this way. Well, screw you. Excuse me? How the fuck? I didn't say that. Accursed mind readers. Watch your profanity, you little child. I'm not a child. I'm 25 years old. Well, that's cute. 25 years old is a young child to a 200-year-old. Watch it. You used to be immortal before. You just happened to die while meditating in the spirit world. Well, that's a good way to start a story. You're dead. Oh, the art got worse. Well, higher-up beings should learn to be respectful. What would a god be to a non-believer, huh? Wow, you got some balls on you right now. I have no clue what they are, but I can tell they are powerful and think highly of themselves. Most of them. I sense dozens of beings chuckle and start discussing to each other again. They seem pleased and dumbfounded by my response. It's important to stand up in the face of fear and possible death. Besides, if you only brought me here, wherever the here is, you would killed or tortured me by now. What? That said, that second part wasn't needed to be said. Or I refuse to back down in any way. Interessant. What? Back talking to someone who you don't know, can't see, and is far more powerful than you. Maybe you could learn from him. From him. He is going to be more important than you very shortly. A booming, thunderous voice comes from above. Everyone seems to be pushed back to the point where I almost can't sense them.
I agree with Kakazuki. Leave him be while I speak with him.
Everyone slowly starts the quiet down. Wow. This being is bigger, stronger, with the power of techno. Spiritually far more powerful than all the others, that it pushes extreme pressure on my body I almost can't stand. His presence alone. I don't care what game it's in, I don't care what character says it, I will not say that word. Might just kill me.
I don't have any intentions to physically harm you, which means none of them will. Because I made a clear statement that none of them will.
That's what you said, yes.
In fact, if I brought your spiritual body here and not your real body, friends wouldn't think you went missing. This is nothing more than a stronger illusion for you to feel more comfortable in. This is a sacred place, where we may communicate. I cut your dreams short, and made your mind to astral project here instead.
Just physically? Maybe I'm asking too much. I'm very confused.
Yes, you've already been mentally damaged just by being here.
Something about this one is just nicer and more pleasant to me. And he's speaking in my language too.
That's unusual. The few who meet with me are terrified of me more than a gun at point-blank range.
Jesus Christ.
I can speak with anyone in any language at any time, anywhere. Usually, most of them who cannot read your thoughts. However, I allowed them to say they too can understand why I chose you. No matter who you fall for, whatever path you may choose.
What is going on?
You must help my son to bring balance to the universe.
Wow!
From the eternal eclipse. They said the thing!
Who the hell is this? Wait, an eternal eclipse? That's insane! Who would create such a thing?
The words in your friend's diary are mostly his own, however. 3 entries aren't his. They are mine. I can tell you the first of the 3 entries and to let you know what you will be dealing with. I put these thoughts into my son's mind to write down for you to find. After this, you must continue on your own. Will you accept my words?
Yeah, sure, whatever the fuck.
Thank you. Entry 004, Demented Ecstasy. Is life a demented dream or a vision of ecstasy? Can you hear them scream? It's full of jealousy. It's quite the evil scheme to leave them helplessly. You shouldn't have left him be to die in his own dark red sea. There are many ways to turn the world black. Was there a way to save them and put him back on track? Sooner or later, we all wither and decay. Don't be a traitor. That would be the wrong way. Find the other entries yourself titled For My Father and If the World Was Black and White. Or don't.
Is this you foreshadowing a death? Jesus Christ!
Perhaps. You really perspective. I was right about you. Many around us doubted you, and possibly still do. In fact, we've watched you for quite a while now. Forgive me for already disturbing your sensitivities. Being here must be difficult for someone who is schizophrenic.
What do you know about schizophrenia?
Oh no. You have hallucinations and have extreme moments of strange behavior. Seeing things around corners that aren't there, hearing voices that either aren't there or that others don't hear.
At least it's gotten much better and less of a problem from when I was a kid.
Proving my point. You were still diagnosed, weren't you?
Yes.
One of your friends suffers from the exact same thing. Mental illness runs through my descendants like wildfire. Sleep paralysis, nightmares, night terrors are all very common experiences they have to go through. He suffers from schizophrenia as well.
Is it worse than mine?
Does it really matter?
I'd like to know so I can help him. Also, which friend is he? I sense amusement coming from this being. He seems happy with what I just said.
Who he is, you must find out on your own. I cannot tell you the details.
Because vagueness is a necessary component to an almighty being of fuckery.
When we meet again, I can confirm any questions you might have. However, I'm curious. Tell me this. What scares you the most? The unknown? Death? I would like your answer.
Harsh truth, lies, the unknown, death, going insane, losing another sibling, dating again. Well, I don't know shit about our main character, surprisingly, as a person. So, me personally, probably one of my biggest fears, at least from this list, would be going insane. Because, yeah, I don't want to lose what I have.
No one is perfectly sane. If you try to reach perfect sanity, you'll only drive yourself insane. And just because someone acts sane, speaks sane, or thinks they're sane, doesn't mean they are sane. One's emotional, physical, and spiritual health would be great. But I believe that if your mental health isn't in the right place, it will bring down your physical, emotional, and spiritual health more than the other way around. You will make it through this, Calvin. Let it be just like both my children. Every decision you make will be as if you were a human. You shall perceive things in far greater detail than I ever had before. Just wait here. He will come to you. He's trying to wake you. We shall speak again. And if you can figure out who I am, I'll answer any questions you might have. And if you succeed, I promise to gift you the minimum prize I promise to gift you the minimum prize will be the gift of reincarnation.
Gift of reincarnation? Like being born again?
Yes. And Calvin, be careful.
Day 1. Getting back together. February 16th. Dots. That's enough for now. Oh, that's nice little symbols. Okay. This game is like treading very finely on the line between interesting way to talk about mental illness and being incredibly insensitive. Only in time and development will it be seen where they go. Obviously, they're not intending to be insensitive. This game needs a lot of work. A lot of work. Like, an entire rewrite of the disclaimers. An entire rewording of everything else. Check your fucking grammar. I don't... How rushed do you need to be to put out a demo that has this many grammar and spelling mistakes? This is extremely rough. Extremely rough. And I don't think I will be returning to this game for a good while. I think this game needs to be put back in the oven for a little while. Let it go through a good number of updates. Let it develop. Let it get updated. Update the fucking art, the writing. Hone down your premise. Learn as much as you possibly can about the subject matter you're writing about before you put anything out. And above all, be patient with it. This is 0.1.1 for fuck's sake. This is as close to a fucking beta version of a game as you could possibly get. So, yeah. My verdict right now, no, this is bad. This is really bad. But there is a kernel of interesting shit in this game. An interesting, different way to try to convey mental illness to an audience. The idea of having to manage your sanity of the main character is interesting and unique. But fuck, man. Other than that kernel of good, no, this is not good right now. So to the developer, who was very nice to send this to me, I'm sorry if this sounds like I just shat on you for fucking 50 minutes. I am nothing but honest, whether it's a good thing to be or not right at this particular moment. Keep trying, keep working on it, and make sure it's done first. I don't know if that sounds... I'm not trying to make it sound patronizing, but this is what you should send to someone for testing before you release it to the public. This is not what should be released to the public, because I am someone who believes this is what it is now. Look what it's going to be in the future. I'll wait and see and check in on it in a number of months, if not a year or so. Not everyone will have that patience. Some people will see this and think that's what it is, and they'll always associate this game with that, which is unfair, but they don't owe you shit. And it's tough. So just my advice, keep working on it. Keep fine-tuning it. And rework everything. Everything. I'm sorry if this video came across as being overly brutal or mean in any way. I'm not intending to be mean at all. But like I said, I'm honest to a fault. And yeah. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you want to support this game through its long to come development, the link to the itch.io page is in the description down below. And yeah, I'm gonna need to take a break after that one, because I was not expecting that. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, I have been the Trained Unprofessional, and you are not. Bye, everyone. That was rough.